Good afternoon. My name is the Hero Teacher, and I'll be your IELTS examiner for today's speaking test. I'd like to let you know that this session is being recorded for quality and assessment purposes. Could you please tell me your full name?
Tural Salimli.
And what should I call you?
Tural.
Thank you, Tro. Now let's begin. In this first part, I'd like to ask you some questions about yourself.
Sure.
Let's start with weather and seasons. What is the weather like where you live?
Depends on the season. For example, summertime now, it's very, very hot. And you can barely survive outside. And it reached to 4 to 5 degrees in Celsius. But it really depends. So if you go to countryside and really up in the mountains, it can get pretty low, like around 20 degrees. But since the capital, since we live in the capital city, and the capital city is like on the sea level, and it's like kind of desert, that's why it's really hot right now.
Which season do you enjoy the most?
I think my favorite was summer, because I was born in summer. But as I get older, I liked more I would say spring, since it's not too cold, it's not too hot, it's like somewhere in between, and it's quite enjoyable to go outside having fun. Like you don't have to care about is it gonna be too dangerous to be outside, because UV and stuff like that. And it's not like too cold. You can wear things that you want. So right now, spring.
Does the weather affect your mood?
Totally, it does. For example, during at the end of the autumn and during the winter, I become like a turtle. I don't like to move. I just want to stay inside. I don't want to go outside, and just enjoy my time inside. So, and it also affects my productivity, I would say, because all of the projects and the products that I start, it happens during warm times rather than the cold times. So it usually does.
Let's talk about your work and career.
Sure.
Are you currently working?
I'm freelancing and I'm building my own product. So I'm a product designer, and my qualifications are around marketing, product design, also in finance. I have a bachelor degree in finance. So currently this is what I do. I do design, I do marketing, I do sales, customer calls, quite hectic and enjoyable stuff, to be honest. But not like a going 9 to 5 kind of job.
What do you find most rewarding about your work?
I believe it's being creative. So since I can give designs to products that can be used by millions of people, at least in the 100,000s. Like I recently did a product design for a very well-known cargo company locally, and their customer base is around 100K monthly. So saying that, it's really important to take every decision with the great caution. But also it's also enjoyable, since I do something that affects hundreds of people, almost thousands of people. So it's quite rewarding, I would say.
Great. Let me ask you some questions about celebrations and special occasions.
Sure.
What kinds of celebrations or special occasions are most important in your family?
I would say pretty much all of them, but from while in the need nowadays, people don't really celebrate a lot of occasions, including holidays and stuff like that. It's not like the same that we used to do 10, 20 years ago. I don't know, maybe fun times is every day, since the well-being of the people is quite increased by the economy and the growth and other factors. But I would say that we celebrate the New Year, Nowruz, and other Islamic special occasions, like the holiday. You can call them holidays or special occasions, depending on where you live. So we try to celebrate them all, and also special days for ourselves, like birthdays and stuff like that, or the anniversaries. We do that.
Okay. Thank you. Now let's move on to part 2. In this part, I'm going to give you a topic and I'd like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. Before you speak, you'll have 1 minute to prepare about what you're going to say. You can make notes if you wish. Do you understand?
Sure.
Now, I'd like you to describe a natural place or landscape that you found particularly beautiful or impressive. Here is your topic card, here is a pen, and your preparation time begins now. All right, that's 1 minute. Please begin talking now.
About 6 years ago, before pandemic, I visited Alanya in Turkey. It's placed in southern Turkey, and I've had a great time while I was there. And since I was I'm grown up in a mountainous region. The sea always attracted me. So, and for the first time in my life, I've seen this color water ever. Like it was turquoise green, and you could see the bottom of the sea with your naked eye, which is breathtaking for me, to be honest. I went there alone for 1 week trip, and while I was there, I used to hang around, just walking on the beach. It was a winter time, so I couldn't go in the beach like swim or anything. But to be honest, like I had a fantastic time while I was there, since there wasn't a lot of tourists because it is off season, right? And I've taken like hundreds of photos. I still look at them today. That I had good time while I was there, and especially I went up to the Elane Castle to have a panoramic view of the cliffs and the sea, and it was breathtaking. I enjoyed the weather, enjoyed the freshness of the air, and I used to stay at a hotel, and hotels had a view of sea. So every morning that I woke up, I would just look like open the curtains and see the beautiful scenery, on the coastal lines. So yeah, I would say it's that.
Thank you. Would you like to visit the same place again?
I would, especially since like I mentioned that I like the sea because it's something not natural to me, as I wasn't born in a place that had sea or was seeing mountains. It is terrific to look at, also terrifying to look at. Like the vastness of the like oceans and seas, like it just takes it with you, like your eyes just goes deep into the ocean. You see like, oh my God, it's like terrific. So yeah, if I had a chance next time, I'll definitely use it, but with my family.
Great. Thank you. Could I have the card and the pen back, please?
Sure.
Thank you. Now, let's move on to part 3. We've been talking about natural places and landscapes, and I'd like to discuss some broader questions related to this. Let's think about natural environment, conservation, and humanity's relationship with the natural world more generally. How aware do you think people in your country are of environmental issues?
I would say it is getting better. It's improving. Like lately, there have been a lot of new roads, or especially cyclists. So just to bring down effects of, like carbon production from the cars, right? And especially about like doing like some campaigns, like the government to do some campaigns about bad effects of the littering around, like to put like littering, like the seashores, littering the like basically I would say the forests and stuff like that. And people are learning. Like back then it wasn't a thing. So it seems like from a global campaigns also affecting our country, it's also getting better for us.
Do you think it's the government's responsibility to keep the environment clean or everybody's?
At some point, it's governments, and after some point, it's the people's responsibility. Since government should have these kind of campaigns and educational materials to showcase and to teach people that this is the correct way of doing things. And after a certain point of time, like it becomes like a tradition rather than just something that you learn and you follow. Not like a rule, but it's something that you have to do, you know? And if you look at examples from other countries, they have done the same during history. Not every country was I would say, clean space from from day one. If government is doing the right actions, taking the right actions, and doing all of this like campaigns and educating people, I think after some time it's gonna be much better.
How serious do you think the effects of climate change will be for future generations?
Um, we might lose some species. We might lose some of the series that we have. Of course, like the climate change is can be anthropogenic and also by natural reasons. So yeah, we certainly affected nature, and it affects us as well, because that's like a chain reaction. You do something and it goes back to you. So for example, litter in the oceans, and that causes like death of like fish and all the fauna of the oceans, and we might lose some of the species because of that. And also the oil production in the seas, that also litters the ocean and causes like it causes the like the death toll to rise, you know. And to forests, for example, you should be careful that we are basically planting trees rather than cutting trees. Of course, like it's part of the lives, like use trees, like use wood for for furniture and other stuff. But the thing is, as you cut one, you should plant one. So if you don't want to lose like natural beauties of this earth that we call world, you should be careful about that.
Do you think people today are becoming more disconnected from the natural world because of the amount of technology we use?
Um, yeah, we are being affected by that as well. Especially like people don't have to be bored. Basically, you can get any kind of like entertainment like instantly, and it's called like a instant gratification, right? So if you get bored, like if you hit it in the at phone, but like in the back end of it, what we would do, like you go out and meet people, right, to socialize, or at least go nature and have some physical activities, or even just sitting around and just enjoying the view and taking fresh air. But since like we're lacking that, and we like every second of our time is filled with screens and digital products, now we have less time to go out, and that affects well-being, that affects the psychology of the people. And I think that's also like something that there needs to be some campaigns around this. Like you need to push back on people that this is like at least like take this days off screens and go out without your phone and stuff like that. So I think that's one of like it. I would say it's more dangerous than climate change. I would say it's really dangerous.
That is the end of your IELTS speaking test. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.